All right, we're back for part two. We've got over those hidden American nipples and those teeth flying out and that poor little horse. That's a great story about the Brumbies in the paddock. Yeah. I just love that. Like the Brumbies in the paddock are more chance to jump fences than anyone.
Of course they are. Yeah. And they're having a good old time out there, weren't
they? They're running back and forth. It was like, oh, you guys are racing, we're racing too.
That's a wonderful, wonderful story. Oh, racing, it offers so much, and yeah. Anyway, try to stay with it unprofessionally and stay part-time, because you end up like me. It's not
all right,
fun.
In Adelaide on Saturday, a Lope de Vega horse trained by David Hayes and Dabeney, they won the Goodwood. So Dicko and us, we're all excited because, of course, Lope de Vega is our racing round horse. And big hello to Dave Flockhart, who keeps emailing in saying it has to be pen job, it has to be pen job, because Lope de Vega was a Spanish playwright and wordsmith and blah, blah, blah. Yeah. Anyway, that was Adelaide. What about Brown getting sense of occasion?
Well, he's,
you know,
everyone was talented rider.
Everyone was unhappy about his ride at the Gold Coast.
Right.
You know, slaughtered it at the Gold Coast.
Okay. Well, Chris Lee stuck solid with him, which he would. Typical Chris, and he's our trainer. And I thought Brown rode really, really well, and the horse did a really good job. Underrated horse.
What's the story, Glenn? Because I know that you found it quite often from the yard. So it's always been a nice type, and
it's always been a strong horse, yeah.
But it's just flying now, isn't it?
No, it's a horse that what it did. We thought, I think with sense of occasion, it's fair to say we thought like maybe a mile was its, you know, boundary, and maybe Saturday was his boundary. And he said, well, I think he had a couple of runs once at Wait for Age or something. He said, no, I can handle it. I can move up in class and I can move to 10 furlongs.
Yeah.
He's not going to win a call for a couple or anything. Yeah. But he's a bloody good horse.
Yeah. So how many horses are still left with the Guy Walter polish? Because it's getting on now. I don't know the sense of occasions. Yeah, 3 years.
Don't say he's been dead 3 years. Has he really?
I'm tipping it's 3 years. 3 years this June.
Like
3 years
6 months. Honestly, that's
by the way, Dick, another...
Oh, you're leaving now? You're going early?
No.
Going early?
I've had enough. That's it.
Fucking hell.
No, the horse that Dicko spotted, one of his previous purchases, Rhymes.
Yeah, she did a good job. She powered home over the top of one of those Beedman runners at Saturday Newcastle.
We'll get you a coffee or something. You say hello to whoever, get you a coffee. Sweet. I'm leaving at 10:30. I've got a broken tooth. When you're flying, you're really flying. I found a dentist. He's working for tips. Thank God.
Okay, so on the subject of Newcastle on Saturday, you've mentioned Rhymes. She was a determined win. She, I thought the second horse had her at about the 300 or 400 metre mark. She didn't look to be travelling as well as that Silent Sea of Beedman's.
Yeah, well, you know, you're looking for horses that are strong through the line. Like, I didn't have a lot of an opinion of Rhymes, but I think after that,
she was very strong through the line.
Do something, yeah.
Interesting to speak about the Newcastle track, because a very, very keen Newcastle patron, proponent, Alan, he says, hope all is well. I fully understand that we're in a quiet time regarding field quality. Racing New South Wales has just spent over 11 million on the redevelopment of the Broadmeadow racetrack. May I say this track is now outstanding, and I would have to agree. And at this Saturday's provincial meeting at Newcastle, that's last Saturday, we are served up a program consisting of 4 maidens, 1 Class 1 maiden, 2 Class 1s and a benchmark 60. Yet this grade of racing doesn't excite the pros to bet on. Surely at least a benchmark 70 should be programmed on a provincial track. I'm not sure if, I don't actually have a problem with that. I would be happy with 8 maidens or 9 maidens, but I have a problem with the standard of provincial maidens at the moment. There's way too many of them, because we're getting half the field are dead set 100 to 1 chances, aren't they, Glenn?
Yeah, yeah.
And that is just no good.
And they're 100 to 1 chances too, because we've invited the city trainer to take all his maidens up there on Saturdays, and because of the extra prize money.
So we've got a situation in May where we're running 3 provincial meetings every week, right? And somehow you've got to find, that'll be 15 maidens, right? Well, then you've got 15 maiden races a week.
And that's 15 horses the next month that aren't maidens.
Yeah. And you've also got showcase meetings in the country that are you're racing for 30,000.
That's right, which is the same prize money.
Yeah.
So I want to see I want to see far less racing, more racing at Broadmeadow, because I think it's a wonderful track. At least at this stage, before it falls apart.
Don't be like that.
But well, I can't believe that we're getting this style of racing at Broadmeadow when surely the city trainers, I know John O'Shea's gone, but he would have been a classic example of going, well, I just want to run I want to test my horses on that track in their maiden class.
That'll still happen, whoever takes over.
Yeah, I know.
That stable will still go.
Why are there so few city horses going to Broadmeadow?
Right.
And I'd suggest it's because they've got 2 other meetings to get through each week. So you need a concentration. Let's have no more than 2 meetings a week. One of them's your Broadmeadow or your Kembla, and the other is your goat track, your bodgy track.
Okay.
What,
the Thursday?
The Thursday, wherever it be. Gosford, Wyong, or that goat track at Hawkesbury.
Yeah, I'm happy about that.
Or I don't know, maybe you want the Thursdays to be Broadmeadow, to be Newcastle and Kembla. Like, which tracks do you like betting on?
Rose Hill.
Gordo's,
I love
Gordo's
Rose Hill.
staked out Rose Hill, and we know why, because
it's just gold.
Well, it is actually an on-paces track. You make your own luck. Yeah. You put yourself there. The Bonnie O'Reillys of this world that give themselves PRs, there they are. And they're always like $6 on Friday and $3.50 on at starting time, because you're looking at the field going, there's more to this, but you're underrating those horses and overrating other horses.
I like Goulburn too. You like Goulburn?
I like all of them.
We're saying this and you're looking like, what are you guys, idiots? There's races there, we can bet on them, that's all you need.
I like all of them.
Bob Bowman wrote in, he said, gentlemen, a big thank you for the Mac Bent rant tips. He's on the money and has been for some weeks. Today, 8 tips for 4 winners in 2 seconds, most at good prices. He's a top judge of form in Brisbane. I've always been a place better, so I've had a lot of success with these tips. His best bets nearly always run a place. Hot stuff. Push a bit harder for other members to subscribe. They won't be sorry. So that's a bit of interesting feedback for our Brisbane product.
Good on you.
So I think John tipped the first 2 winners and maybe the last 2 winners. Or I don't think he didn't tip sense of occasion. So races 6 and 8 maybe. Wayne McGrath wrote in saying, this is in response to our form preview on Friday, surely Glennsta has to be on Sydney race 6, number 7, effing moral, my psychiatrist. We didn't mention it on Friday's show, and it's so remiss of us.
No. I've got a team working around the clock at the moment, trying to keep me alive.
I think there was some mention. Was there another horse with some sort of good name? We were going for the Quinilla, my psychiatrist, and something else.
There was, wasn't there?
What was it? Playing checkers?
Nothing box, maybe. Get on the Grange. Danny Jackson very kindly wrote in and said Rod Quinn is working for Racing New South Wales as an apprentice mentor, to apprentices.
Well, he'd be outstanding at that job.
So interestingly, last week someone wrote in and said, "Where's Rod Quinn?"
Oh yeah.
Did you know where Rod Quinn was?
I thought he was working for Racing New South Wales.
So Gordo and I turned up at the car park at Warwick Farm. There he is, RM Quinn, getting into his car to leave.
As you're turning up?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh.
It was quite freaky, really,
I suppose
wasn't it? 2 days earlier.
He'd be outstanding at that, because let's face it, he was a great rider.
Yeah.
He was just a second string rider.
Like
he was impossible.
Tradesman, wasn't he?
He was impossible to get a quid out of though. You didn't know if you're getting good rod or bad rod. Hopefully he doesn't teach the boys in the modern day about bad rod. Good rods to go there. Good rods are free.
Yeah,
and down at Kembla, he was an outstanding rider.
Did anybody say anything about Melbourne? What was going on in Melbourne on Saturday?
What happened?
100 to 1 shots, 50 to 1 shots.
What, they're not allowed to win races?
No.
Please, whatever you do, don't tell Glenn, because he'll move to Melbourne.
I know.
Oh, that's already happened.
I've done that before.
The Apprentice Punter is speaking of Wednesday, Warwick Farm. Nice work on Test the World and Aaron Cheney at the farm. Both shorteners both mapped well before the races. Thank you, the Apprentice Punter. That was a couple of tips from the Tuesday preview show.
Right.
And on the same day, of course, we saw Slow Burn go around at what price, Glenn? $1.80, $1.90?
Didn't parade as well as it had been parading to. I don't want to talk about after the race because it sounded like a bit, but it didn't. And
well, it's third run, first prep.
Yeah, I don't want to be on it again this prep.
So that was Slow Burn. Clark and Old Les at it again. When will the midweek market learn? Crookie writes in saying, one for the rant, James Ennis Jr. and T. Wolfgram get rides on metro tracks on a Saturday, please discuss. Watch any number of rides on Saturdays to see just not up to it. Also, what does Glennsta think of Jean van Overmeyer? think he has both the above mentioned well and truly covered.
Well, there's two riders that got the same name riding around. John Van Over. Who's the other one like that? I get him confused with both.
Yeah, so do I.
There's another one that's got a name like him too that just turned up.
Jake Pracey Holmes?
No. There's another bloke. And
Courtney van der Werf.
No, that's a girl. There's another Jean, isn't there?
Yeah.
Jean Valjean?
I know
that's why
you
think that you might think there's only one.
You've got to know. You remember all this stuff. Who's the other jockey that confuses us?
Well, there's one of the Jeans can ride okay, and the other one's terrible.
So the Jean Van Overmeyer that rode at Newcastle on Saturday, rode the last favourite, got that shitty thing.
Why it rides like this?
Anyway, well, what are you going to say about James Innes Jr.? You were spruiking him on Friday.
Well, he's a terrific rider.
Okay, so you're
and Trevor Wolfgram, I really don't know enough about.
Well, he's a senior rider now.
Okay, well, I hope he has a good career. Last time I mentioned him to do with jockeys, it sent me to the poorhouse for life. Oh,
right.
I'm not even going to comment on it.
Congrats.
I'm in therapy to get over it.
Congrats to Ryan Gibb, who correctly identified Robert Hitmock as the owner of the Widow's Peak. That's a decent Widow's Peak, isn't it?
What does that mean?
That's the way his hair goes.
Oh,
the front there.
The haircut.
Yeah. Please show this to Glenn, they said. Well, maybe it's because it is a photo of Robert Hitmock and there aren't many photos around.
No, there's not many photos of him around.
Apparently he was a particularly good footballer.
I heard that.
Yeah. One of the dads from school, used to play with him and he was outstanding footballer. Tommy Berry, this is in relation to race 1 Rose Hill. He rode Add Some. And Paul Daly, Ratings to Win. Check out Ratings to Win on the website if you've not already done so because it needs to be checked out. One ride today for Hawkes Racing, Sydney Race 1 Add Some. Last 2 years, 362 rides, 57 wins, and your bank has deteriorated by 30%.
That's with Hawkes?
That's with Hawkes.
Wow.
T-Berry Hawkes. So, there's Chautauqua and there's nothing else really. I mean, lots of wins, but short odds.
Well, I've been telling how I just
oppose.
I just oppose them all the time.
Yeah. And the last one for you, Glenn, because you've got to go. One for the rant. What do we make of Clearly Innocent? 6 from 6 at Scone. 8 starts for 2 wins elsewhere. 1 at Mudgee and the Country Championship. 1 second elsewhere. Is there anything in that?
Well, it goes well at Scone. that'll do it for me. I got to split. I got to go to the dentist.
It's the favourite, isn't it? Up in Brizzy.
Yeah. So
got to be against it.
Yeah. It'll never run at Scone again.
Oh, definitely not. I've got to go to the dentist. You know when they put you under, I'm going to ask him for 3 times the amount, so maybe I can just go to sleep.
How many weeks of Mounting Yard Mail is this dentist going to get?
Now, guys, just talking about that. Yeah, exactly. I won't be doing Mounting Yard Mail on Saturday, that's all you know, and I won't be here for the preview on Friday because I'll be in Cairns for my beautiful son's wedding, which I'm excited about.
And you won't be back next Monday?
And I won't be back next Monday.
So
all right,
we'll see.
And
you know
what?
Another week off.
You know what? You were just seeing them so well on Saturday too. I thought the information was great.
My son's wedding to go to the races?
Yeah, when you're in form.
Fuck, I tried to do that. I'll see you later.
See you, mate.
Oh, give me a jumper.
Oh, that's been crawling all over. We're getting attacked by this bloody...
Take it easy.
Yeah, see you, mate.
All right, really, there's not much left to talk about, Gord. I had a pet peeve on Saturday about the weather being displayed as showery, which didn't matter at Rose Hill because we could all tell the sun was shining. But if you were at Flemington or Doomben or Morphettville or wherever you were, your monitor was showing showery as well.
Look, all this crap they go on with Armageddon or whatever, it's just such a beat up, isn't it?
Well,
like I had some people say they didn't go to the track on Saturday because they thought it was going to be monsoonal and heavy.
Right.
Yeah. Beautiful day.
Oh,
fair track.
Day. That's right. And Gord's back in his Rose Hill leather undies.
Oh, God. I just love that track. What was it? Oh, congratulations to Bob out there at the racetrack. He needed Man United to beat Crystal Palace to win a very juicy Premier League tipping competition. So he'll be cashed up.
Great.
That's a big one.
Oh, okay. We'll be hitting him hard on Wednesday.
Mm.
I presume that Wednesday is at Canterbury, and although I'm not actually sure. So Gordo, you and I will be getting across the midweek form.
Yep.
And looks like we've been left to do a preview show on Friday by ourselves.
Okay. Maybe we can get a guest tipster on.
Yeah, a guest tipster would be a good idea.
Yeah. Email in.
That's right. Let's run a competition to see who can fill the third chair. So yes, we'll be back on. But Gordon and I'll be back tomorrow evening for midweek preview, and on Friday with an unspecified guest for the preview of Saturday's Randwick program, which I'm sure you won't be quite as excited about. You'll be looking forward to Rosehill again in 2 weeks.
Well, I'm hoping after the break that it's had a chance to, I don't know. Do you reckon there's a chance that the bias might be reduced now with all the running over the carnival and then the little break?
Well, I think just the thing is, if they just don't run the rail true, which I suppose they will once, so we'll have to look out for that. I think we're actually in a semi-quiet time. There's a bit of action in Brisbane. I noticed your one of your favourite horses, Tactical Advantage, stuck his neck out there in determined style to spear away with his race. Seemed like we were just having a look at the markets, Glenn and I, and Glenn said to me, "God, that just wins, doesn't it?" And it was $4.60, you know. And then obviously we watched, was it Good Glenn? Good Glenn. Good Glenn, punching it through on the inside. And yeah, great odds it seemed to me, but obviously there was a question mark about its wet weather form, but yeah, good job, good horse. Yeah. All right, you've already identified New Universe as a horse to follow. That seems obvious, but worthwhile at the same time. So was it Stradbroke? No, I want him to go to the Queensland Guineas. Queensland Guineas, okay. 1400 metres, same track. Yeah. Stradbroke is a very serious race. So, I mean, I know horses talk about their Stradbroke qualities, but I think it needs to be remembered that it is a very proper race. Yeah, but the favourite in the Stradbroke is Clearly Innocent, which... Well, okay, we won't be backing him. We'll be laying him. Yeah. But he's going to have a run before then anyway. Yeah. Oh, jeez. All right, that's the end of the rant. That's this week's rant. Apologies to Gordo for missing him for the first half of the first half. And as I say, we'll be back tomorrow for a preview of the midweek meeting in Sydney. We'll see you then. See you guys.